Hello everyone. In this video we are going to see a difference between active device and passive devices. So what is mean by active device and what is mean by passive device? So what are the examples and what is the main difference between them? So today we will see. So the first one is active device and the second one is passive device. Okay. So coming to active device, these devices are capable of producing energy in the form of voltage or current. Okay, so basically the active devices are capable of generating the energy. So they don't use someone else's energy, they will produce their own energy and they will use that energy for their function. So the main work of active devices is to produce the energy. So they are the energy creators. So they are something like the powerhouse of our country or our state. Okay, so that they can also be called as energy donors because they donate energy. And coming to passive device, these devices are not capable of producing energy. So these devices are basically not capable of producing energy, so they will use someone other's energy for their work. So they can be called as energy acceptors. So this is the main basic difference, that is these are energy donors and these are energy acceptors. So they will not produce any energy and these active devices will produce energy. So the second difference is they have function of gain, but passive devices don't have any function of gain. So what is mean by function of gain? So suppose any device is there, so when we give input we will be getting some output, right? So gain G is the, so I is the input and O is the output. Gain is output by input, that is this quantity by this quantity. So as these are the active devices, when we give some input they will be producing some other output. So they will amplify or produce energy within this system. So there will be so I will be not equal to O here, so this will be not equal to each other, so that they will be having a function of gain. But in case of passive devices, as they are not producing any output by or input is supplied to them, but they will not produce any output with them itself, so that they don't have any gain function. Okay, so active devices have a gain because when you give some input, they will be producing output which is greater than. Okay, so in case of passive devices, that is not there. Now coming to examples, so there are a lot of examples for active devices that are semiconductor, diodes, transistors, oscillator, KPS means Klystron power supply. So it is basically a device which is capable of generating the of sine wave, cosine wave, all those things. And function generator, yes, it can generate functions as well. Then SCR, silicon controlled rectifier, then MOSFET. Okay, so these are the some of examples which are called as active devices. So coming to a transistor, so we'll take an example of transistor and try to figure out why it is called as active device. So transistor, we know that has got three terminals. Let me draw like this. So this is a transistor. Okay, so this is a common emitter configuration. This one is collector and this one is base over here. So let me take an arrow mark inward. So it is NPN transistor. Okay, so now if we apply a current of 0.5 ampere here, so I am assuming, okay, so we will be getting a current of around 1 or 1 amps, let us say. So this is basically acting as a current amplifier. So we know that transistor can be used as voltage as well as current amplifier. So in common emitter mode, that is CE mode, so this is the popular mode which is used for a transistor. So it means for input the for taking input the emitter will be common, and as well as taking output the emitter will be common. So input is taken across base and emitter, output is taken across collector and emitter, so the emitter terminal is same. So that's why it is called as common emitter configuration. So in this case, So if you apply zero point 0.5 amps of current to the base terminal, then we will be getting a 1 ampere current as the output. So it is basically amplifying the current. So it is producing some current and giving as the output. So that's why it will be having a gain of 1 ampere by zero point 0.5 ampere. So this is the gain, as it is amplifying the current. So it is called as active device because it generates the current and gives as the output. So like this, diodes also produce current, and semiconductors, yes, they will produce. So oscillator, yes, they will produce. So in oscillator we are having two types, Hartley and Colpitts oscillator. So series connection of capacitors, that is Hartley, and parallel connection, that is Colpitts. So all those things we know. So coming to passive device example, resistors, inductors, sensors, capacitors are the examples. So I have a resistor, that is electrolyte resistor over here. So this is a electrolyte resistor of 22 microfarad. So the one which is having a larger length is positive, and the one which is having a lower length, that is this one, is negative here. Okay, so I have other capacitor as well here, that is a trimmer capacitor or a variable capacitor. So it has got three notches, for which 1, 2 and 3. So either we can use this one or this one, or you can use this one or this one. It will be something like this. Okay, so the middle one is common for both. So capacitors are generally having two leads, right? So either you can use this combination or you can use this combination. Any one of you can use. So either you can use these two or you can use these two. So middle one will be the common for both. And it is having a notch over here. Okay, so this is the notch. By rotating this notch, we can vary the capacitance. So it is denoted something like this. So it means a variable capacitor. So these are the examples for passive devices. So I think you know about now what is meant by active and passive devices. If you like the video, please guys hit the like button and subscribe the channel for more updates. Thank you. Thanks for watching.